So I've talked to you yesterday, I did a video about it, about EastEnders and how there's people looking into it and saying how left-wing biased and how it's pushing narratives, far-right terrorism, how it's criticising capitalism, and it's going off about Brexit, say for instance, and COVID-19, all the rest of it. And like most of the other things within the BBC or on the BBC, it's directed to push you in a certain direction, a certain way of thinking. They'll tell you through the news who the bad guys are and who the good guys are. And you just take it, just believe us, just trust us. We're the professionals. And like most people, I did for years, right? So you're not on your own. But there does come a time when you can see through there, tribe, that you've had enough. So this comes as a bit of a... It doesn't come as a shock, but this is an insidious act itself. BBC and GCHQ spy boss control a flagship BBC Radio 4. Why in the name of God would that man need to be in control of BBC Radio 4? Now it says here, a global propaganda expert has called out BBC for a horrifying decision to have spy boss edit its flagship's Today programme on Radio 4. I'm not surprised. This is interesting. Dr. Emma L. Bryant further warned that the decisions to give the head of GCHQ, Sir Jeremy Fleming, editorial control over news broadcast. This person actually said this will actually support Russia in its goal to undermine trust in Western media organisations. The actual spy boss said, we're trying to tell other people of when and what Russia are going to do next, but they're not believing us. Who knew, eh? Sorry. This is not very professional. Mind you, I'm not professional. Basically, GCHQ are trying to set a narrative out there, and the rest of the world are going, like, didn't you lot start the war in Iraq? Yeah, maybe we did, but, you know, people make mistakes. But this one's for real. Yeah, sure it is. No, honestly, you can trust us. We're with the Americans. They're trustworthy. Of course they are. They've started every proxy war around the world for the last sort of 60, 70 years. Nothing to say about it? It was democracy. We were trying to give them democracy. So you bomb democracy into them, do you? Is that what you're doing with Ukraine? No, Ukraine are victims. Honestly, had you not thought about the other battalions with those awkward little things on their shoulders, and what about the persecution of Zelensky of people that pray and stuff like that? Shh, you're getting off the point. Listen, we're going to tell you what Russia are going to do next, and you're going to believe it. I'd sooner watch Netflix. Ouch, that hurt. I think that's how it would go. What about you? I don't know. But this is the thing. The fact that they're putting GCHQ into the BBC, and they're putting other people like the SNP and other really far left organisations to advise them on what you should and shouldn't know. And the awkward other thing is things like D-notices. These are really interesting. You should look into a D-notice. When somebody puts up, say for instance, or does some reporting on what's going up in Rotherham back in the day, they put a D-notice on it. You're like, why are you denoticing this? It will cause problems. There will be a massive uprising. Why would there be a massive uprising to sort of the rape of our children by a group of individuals? And incidentally, if that uprising happens, isn't it better that happens than the rape of the kids? Shut up. Okay. And that's the media for you. A D-notice goes out and you don't report on it. Now, who actually sets these D-notices? I don't know. But what I do know is when intelligence and Marxist-leaning organisations start directing what you can and can't see, I would say that we don't really live in a very honest and... I mean, somebody said there's only 6% of the world has democracy. I don't think we're one of that 6%, just saying. And suggesting that we weren't living in a democracy, it was only a sham democracy, then this would make complete sense, because when you live under any sort of, I don't know, ism, dictatorship, call it what you want, they decide what you can and can't hear because it needs to go along with what they want, what they're doing, how they're trying to rip you off and how they're trying to control you. But this is just amazing. This really is. I mean, I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments, but there you go. I'm not shocked. I'm It's what I expect, and that's what upsets me the most. What really gets me down these days is that you could see it coming, and when it happened, you weren't surprised. That's upsetting. What do you think? Let me know. Anyway, lots of other stories to get through today. The next one will be going out on the Simon Evans channel. We're going to do what we did yesterday, otherwise there may be a live stream tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, 2 videos on here, 2 videos on Simon Evans, and 2 videos on Rev on Iran if we do 6 in a day. That's pretty much the form. So if you bear that in mind, always check the other channels to make sure. And obviously the other channels will have notifications, hopefully. If this one doesn't, common sense. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.